The average age of a farmer is over 50, but we have visited women of all ages in the last 5 years of FarmHer, and it's been pretty neat to see how they range in age, but they still care about the same things. So starting with the younger, a few of the people that we visited really stick out, and one of those is Caitlin Elliott, and she was from Kentucky. And when she was in high school in an FFA, she started working with her grandpa to learn how to grow sorghum. And that was something that their family had grown in the past. And it was new to her, but it was bringing back a tradition that their family had had many years before. She didn't learn just how to plant it or how to care for it during the growing season, but how to harvest it. And then they took it a step further. She added a commercial kitchen onto their farm and learned how to process that and make that sorghum into super delicious barbecue sauce.
It's one of those things that syrup lasts forever, but when people read a date of when something's made and they see last year, they think, oh, well, I want something fresh. So we were trying to figure out ways to repurpose the sorghum that not necessarily no one was buying, but you had to have the right consumer for it. You had to have someone who knew what sorghum was. And so we decided that barbecue sauce would kind of be that way to do that. So then we kind of came across our own little concoction, and we got it approved so we could use it all the time, and it's kind of what we do now.
So thinking a little bit about the older generation, you know, whether they're young, whether they're old, that love of agriculture is still there. And we have had the opportunity to visit so many women, and a few of that older generation that sticks out to me. First off, Iris Wall. She was a hoot. And we went to her ranch in Florida, which actually was really unique and gave us a whole different perspective of Florida than what you might usually have when you go there as a tourist. We saw the interior of Florida. We saw what Florida is meant to be when it's just land. And Iris raises cracker cattle, which are specific to that region, and they're a variety that grows well. And so Iris said, you need to get in my truck with me and we're gonna bounce around this farm. And she's right, and that's what we did. We drove around that farm, she fed some of her cattle, and I got to see and experience her love of the land in Florida and her love of caring for the cattle that she has in her herd as well. It's something she's done her whole life, and it was easy to see.
I've always been an old cowboy, always. It's kind of unique, old cowboy grandma. I've always loved cattle. That's what I like.